Oh,
Hey, you guys, I am CEO and founder of Exquisite PR Firm. And my name is Nicole, aka Pavani J. And I'm also the host of Exquisite Conversation. And you guys, we're doing things a little bit different here. We're not going to pass it around like we used to. We're going to try to keep it exquisite and bring you guys some well equipped guests here. Tonight, we have someone by the name of Just Erica. And I've been knowing her for a little while
hey.
now. And we're going to introduce ourselves. So, again, I am Pavani J. And my
I'm
co host is.
I'm King Jacob. Pleasure to be here. And fellas, we love you, man. I love my kings, man. Happy Father's Day. You're great. You're amazing. Never let nobody tell you anything different. You are loved. You are needed, and you are respected. Peace and blessing to my kings. I am King Jacob, yours truly. I'm in the building with Exquisite Conversations, hosted by celebrity publicist Nicole M. Jordan. It's wonderful to be here. Happy Sunday to all.
And you guys, we would like to welcome our guest. And we're going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself. And then we're going to go ahead and slide in some things and see what's going on with you.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Justerica Angelic. I am a brand designer, photographer, content creator, brand strategist. I am the CEO of JA Creative Studio. And I monetize my passions, doing what I love to do every day, with just specializing in photography, graphic design, web design, and helping other people grow their businesses and their brands.
You guys heard that? This is a young lady that has been, how long have you been a CEO?
Um, I've been in business since 2017.
Okay. Okay. So she's been in business for a little while. Only reason why I'm asking you guys heard these questions is because I kind of know what to ask her. So, with that being said, fresh out of high school, did you already have it like in your mind what you wanted to do? Did you already know?
Um, Kinda, sorta. Fresh out of high school, I knew that I wanted to do photography. That's what I went into college studying.
Hmm.
My first major was photography, and I would say maybe in like my sophomore year, I'm not sure if it was the beginning or the end, but in my sophomore year, I actually switched majors because there was a certain photography class that I took that I was just kind of like, okay, it was a lighting class. And it's like, okay, that was all I needed to know about photography. So I ended up dropping that major and I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do next? And I picked up fashion business. And so in 2017, my very first business was actually an online boutique. So I used what I learned from my fashion degree and what I learned in like photography. Because back then in my mind, I'm like, I can sell clothes. Like that's all the online boutique is. Like they posing cute, taking nice pictures, and they selling. But little did I know so much more than that I had to learn along the way. So
So, was there any mentoring that went along with that, or did you just do what we do what a lot of us do, step out and you know error and trial and error.
yeah, a lot of my journey has been trial and error and just the willingness to want to consistently learn. Even after college, after I graduated, I still felt like I was in school because I still was reading articles, I still was reading books, I still was taking courses, trying to figure out like what I needed to do. So in regards to business, I never really had a mentor to tell me to do this or don't do this, or it was just really a lot of it was trial and error. Um, there was like a certain time in my business, just a few years ago, before I quit my job, that I had invested into this course, and I would consider like that person my mentor. It wasn't for overall business; it was just for a specific skill for me to learn. But yeah, for overall business, I had no mentor. It was just me and God. So out here
So,
trying it out.
and but was your tryout? What was there anything along that way? Because when I look at you, because I've been following you for a long time, and when I look at the structurized packages that you had in the beginning, and I look at the ones that you have now, the only thing that I see that's different is maturity. That's what I see different. I see maturity. I don't see anything different as far as like, whoa, like a drastic major rebrand. I just like you, I could tell I'm like sister girl done grew up, just like Usher or anyone else. So that's what I see when I see what you've done, because it's always been classy, not trashy, honey. I love it. I love it. That's the style that
Classic
I want.
traffic. Yeah.
Yes. And I have been like looking for, and I was so afraid to push the button. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, I know she charging an arm and a leg. Right? I was so scared to push the button, but you're not. You are affordable, and there's other ways that you work with your client. Um,
Right.
the celebrity world. Would you call yourself a celebrity brander?
Um, I definitely would not call myself a celebrity brander because I mean, majority of my clientele are not celebrities. Um, I've only worked with like one. No, I have. I can't say that. I've worked closely with one major celebrity. But I have done things for other celebrities, like through a middleman, through other people. Um, I haven't talked about all the things that I've done because I just be like in my zone of like working and not really taking that time to be like, oh, I did this, I did that. But yeah, I've definitely done things for um, celebrities, or things have come my way that celebrities have been a part of, like creating flyers. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool that I'm putting this person on this flyer. Like I wasn't able to like talk to this person directly, but it's like, hey, this person needs this. Can you help us with that? So that's been super cool. But I definitely wouldn't call myself a celebrity brander. I don't know that I want to be that. Um, just because working with celebrities and people of a higher bracket can be a lot sometimes. They just require a lot, and just the mental capacity that you'll need to have to work with that person. You just want to make sure that you have just enough time to give them, because everybody expects that, but I feel like a celebrity client, they expect that just a little bit more. Um, when I have to extend myself to everybody, so I have to be mindful of my time and how I'm giving my time, so that way I'm not overextending myself, and make sure too that I'm working out of excellence. That has been like my biggest thing. There have definitely been times that I will turn money away or turn projects away if I feel like I can't honestly do it at the time, because I don't want to overextend myself or go through like a period of um, just too much going on, because I've definitely have gone through those periods of times where I'm just like having so much on my plate that I can't function, or I can't work out of excellence, or I can't do things in quality, or I can't get things promised at the turnaround time, because there has just been too much um, on my plate. So yeah.
So let's talk about doing everything that you're doing. And what you said was really interesting, right? Because I might go ahead and do a rebranding too. Well, I am about to do a rebranding. We might change some things up depending on what happens here in this near future within the next 30 to 60 days. Pavani J will always be Pavani J. I came in as Pavani J, but using that word celebrity prior to before what you do, regardless if you have it right now or you haven't worked with, or you worked with celebrities through people. You want to be mindful of that word, because when people come and they say, well, who are you working with? They want you to produce them an A-lister right now.
Mm,
Whether the A-lister is dead, whether the A-lister is out of town, whether you guys aren't working together right now and the project is completed and finished, upon them seeing that, that's going to be rolling through their mind because they're going to be
Mhm.
expecting celebrity status. And it's not that the norm doesn't want celebrity status. They want celebrity status too. Status is status. Um, quality and quantity,
mm,
they both want the same. I just feel like celebrities want things done in an expedient manner. Let's talk
yes,
about that time.
they do.
Would you please tell people that things don't happen overnight?
um, yes, they do want things on a timely manner. A lot of the times, because things are popping up so quickly for them, that they need somebody to be like, okay, I need like my go-to person. I need you to produce this like this because this just popped up for me. But sometimes that doesn't work because it's like, well, what happens to a person like me where I have to feel good to produce because I'm working my mind. I have to produce quality and creativeness from my own mind. It's not something that like it's not like I'm not a hairstylist. It's like, oh, this event came up for me. I need my hair done tomorrow. And it's like, okay, as a hairstylist, I can move some people around in the schedule because all it takes is for me to show up to do your hair. But to be like what I'm doing, I'm like, okay, well, when do you need this by? Because I may need to debrief and get myself together before I start working on this. Like, what if I'm
Mhm.
going through something? You know what I'm saying? So, um, man, that's a whole nother lane, and I feel like,
Conversation.
yeah, that's a whole nother conversation because I have definitely worked with people and have lost jobs or have turned people away. Like that's the first thing I ask them because I know that working with those people, they need things quickly. So it's like when if somebody is hitting me up like, hey, I need this, I'm like, okay, the first thing that I ask is when do you need this by? Because for me, I work off of a schedule. Like I know what I'm doing today up until next week. Like I am very on the clock. So when do you need this by? So that way I can tell you if I can actually fit it into my schedule. Because if not, then you're gonna have to go with the next person that's available that can get this to you when you need it done
Mhm.
by.
And
So
is that okay? And to refer someone. I think even in the PR world, I think to refer someone else is okay, or to say no is okay,
yeah,
because the
I
worst
think that's
thing that
okay.
the worst thing you want to do is to let someone down.
Yeah.
I think we've all had our asses handed to us because I've been doing this for a little while now. Back then, when I was doing it, I think I was doing it a little bit before you started your first company, um, and then I seen your kick out. I was like, oh, okay, she's doing her thing a little bit, and but I was overweight at this. I just didn't want my weight thing to get in the way, so I'm like, I'm gonna be back in a couple of years. I think I said that I'll be back in a couple of years. I
Yeah.
just didn't know you were gonna throw the ball in the air like that, girl. I didn't.
I didn't know either.
I was like, damn, she just threw the ball in the air like that. Okay, let me come over here because I have had a few touche photo shoots, um, catastrophizing. I've had a couple of photo shoots that were fun, wonderful. Glow in Chicago, one of the top photographers out here, like a celebrity photographer. He has this boot ordeal thing going. I have fun doing that. Where there's women walking around all the time and everybody's changing really fast, and that was fun for me. Um, but what I was looking for was classy and professional, and they gave me they are awesome. They work like Jennifer Lopez and all these people. So I had fun doing that, but I wasn't ready for you yet. I was just looking at the pictures and I'm like, damn, I was like 60 pounds a little bigger than what I am right now. So I was like, damn, I ain't ready yet. I ain't ready yet. And then when we popped in, I'm like telling Jacob, like, Jacob, go check this chick out. Like, right. Like, and he was like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for because nobody can touch it. And that's the beautiful thing about being a brander. You are your brand. Like You're your brand. There's no brander who can brand the same. No one can brand you. You can't brand them. You get your own whatever, like your own personalized look when they come to you.
Absolutely.
What is the worst thing um, that has happened to you being a brander?
The worst thing that has happened to me.
Yes.
um. Hmm. Hmm. I don't. So what I do when things bad happen, I don't take them as L's. I take those as lessons.
Come on.
So I wanna rearrange that question a little bit. To share with you my biggest lesson that I've learned because I
Yes,
didn't take
yes. Come on.
it as a loss. So I got my first bad review earlier this year,
Mhm.
and um, I mean, the I laughed at it a little bit just because of the fact of because I know what happened, the client knows what happened, and she was salty, so she just wanted to throw some dirt on my name and left me a bad review. And I said, okay. I laughed because I'm like, okay, I have one bad review after 5 years of being in business with hundreds of great reviews. And I'm like, okay, this I can't let this comment of what this person said about me bring me down. But there was also a
Mhm.
lesson in what she said because she was also like, even though the review was bad, it was also feedback for me. So anytime in my business or somebody is giving me feedback, good or bad, what I do is I take that feedback and I try to make changes and implement that back into my business and my brand to make it better. Um, so what she said did not impact me negatively. It actually pushed me into greatness because I'm like, okay, this she's nagging, but also this is how she feels. So I'm like, okay, if this is how she feels, I wonder if anybody else feels that way. So let me change some things around so that way I'm not getting any more of these because that's not a good look or is it a good feeling? Um, but I mean, that's one thing. Another thing, wow, I just shared this the other day on one of my lives. I was talking about just getting too comfortable. Um, there was a season earlier this year as well. Shortly after that review, where I got too comfortable. There are periods of times where I can make like large amounts of money, and I get comfortable, and I feel like okay, I don't gotta market myself no more because I'm good. Like I got some money, in my savings and whatever, whatever. But then February came, and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't use all the money that I had. I didn't use all the money in my savings. I'm like, okay, I'm like at zero, like, and nobody even knew. I'm at like zero. Like one of my accounts negative, and it's just something about going through a very very hard time when like your back is up against the wall that makes you push yourself harder. And I'm like, this ain't Justerica. Like this can't be how I'm living. You know what I'm saying? And so I allowed myself to get too comfortable into a place where I'm like, okay, this don't even feel right. I gotta call my leasing office and tell them not to overdraft my account because I don't got the money. Like I
Wow.
know I'm gonna have the following week, but please don't make my account go any more negative than what it is because these bank fees is hitting me right now. And it's
Tell the
just
truth.
and it's just something about going through that. And I mean, I just celebrated like less than a month ago hitting six figures in 4.5 months when my goal was to
Ooh.
hit six figures in 6 months. So I had to go through that, going through that, and then a few months later, making six figures, like that pushed me into greatness. So like all these things, this bad review, not having no money and my account being negative, like all these things have pushed me into greatness, and I truly thank God for the things that other people can like look at as bad, but I don't look at them as bad. I just look at them as lessons because all those things help make me who I am and the businesswoman that I am. So to your point earlier about you looking at me then and like seeing me now and like you saying all this maturity, it's just really been because of the situations that I've been in where I'm uncomfortable and I'm like, that's not right. That's not me. And I figure out how to be a boss and get myself up out of it, change it
Come on.
around.
Come
So
on. come on and talk. So you guys need to listen to. If you guys are tuning in, you guys can come in and ask Justerica any question, um, anything that you want to know, anything that you have that may be intuitive, or any information, or just want information. Feel free to come in and ask her any questions. She's here and she's available. Jacob, you got anything?
I do. I do.
Talk to
So,
me, Jacob. What you got, Jacob?
so when Nicole asked you, about the celebrity, so I had the pleasure of, I've been in this industry for a long time, so I had the
Mhm.
pleasure of seeing just copy and paste your website and just send it to a few of my friends in Atlanta, a few of my friends in Cali, some of my peoples, out in New York. They said, man, who this chick is, bro, and what set she been on? Like this ain't a regular website, man. This look like a celebrity branded website. I said,
Okay.
man, listen, man, I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you to check out home, and if need be, you know, you can't say Jacob ain't sent you nobody that can do a job for you, man. So I just push it out
For
there to
that.
him, and and then not knowing that one of my peoples I sent it out to has been working for Raheem Devon for about 10 years. You know, I know a few people, but what I want to talk to you about is the corporate structure of branding somebody that want to maximize their business to a six-figure income. Can
That
you
wants to do
can you
what?
kind of maximize their business to a six-figure income?
Okay.
And so, what are those corporate structure steps that you go through to help them understand? Because a lot of time, even though a person is in business, they don't have a listening ear because they've been doing everything by themselves for so long. And sometimes you have to outsource, your business and come to somebody that can get your brand where it needs to be at. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
uh, so, so how do you take on those type of clients as far as you getting them to understand this is the structure where it needs to be at, but you're here, you're not there yet. So let me show you how we can get there.
So one of the first steps is definitely like knowing who your audience is, and if you don't know, figuring like researching and figuring those things out. Because like once you know who you're targeting and who you're marketing to, it's easy for you to scale and go back and reach like-minded individuals that have already like bought into you already. So that was like one of the things that I had to just go back to the drawing board and figure out like when I first started my business. I didn't know like who what I didn't know the kinds of people that I would attract until I just kind of like put myself out there and then looked at my analytics over and over and over and asked a lot of questions. And then just kind of just taking notes. So like I was getting clients like hairstylists and realtors and people that have fashion brands, bloggers. Um, so I kind of went in an approach of just putting my business out there and seeing who I attracted. It's not the it's not like the most formal way that someone would tell you to do. Most people are like, oh, you got to research and use these websites and da 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 da. I didn't do it that way. I just put myself out there. I saw who I attracted, and then I switched how I positioned myself, and then I made the decision on like who I wanted to serve and the kinds of people that I wanted to work with based off of my experiences with working with people. Um, so, like for example, when I started off doing photography, I did everything. I did events, I did weddings, I did personal brand shoots, I whatever. You need me to come shoot you on your couch? I got you. I was there. Like I was doing everything. And with me doing everything and having that experience, I'm like, okay, I've done this, and this. Out of these 10 things, what do I not want to do no more? And I just took those things away. I don't like doing events. I don't like doing weddings. I realized I like working more so with like business owners and brands. So that's how I started positioning myself And that's how I started like marketing myself. So that's the first thing, is figuring out your audience, figuring out who, you know, you're attracting. Second thing is just, once you know who you're attracting, like, you have to speak their language. So in the beginning, before I knew who my audience was, and I was like taking pictures, because everything, you have to know who your audience is first, because everything that you do after that matters. So in the beginning, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to be showing up as a person that can help someone with websites and take pictures and do all these things for their brands, I need to show up like this. So I was showing up, I wouldn't say not like myself, but I was like, I thought I had to be like over professional. So like my pictures in the beginning were like really um just really like corporate looking. And then once I like realized who my audience was, and I realized that I can talk to them online like how I would talk to them like in their face, my direction of like my brand shoots changed. I'm like, okay, I can like be myself, because for me, I'm like, I'm gonna be classy, but I can be a little sexy too. Like, that's okay. Like, that's what works for me. Like, I don't like having to feel so trapped in a box that I feel like I can't be myself, or I can't like do things that I want to do and how I want to show up for myself, especially because it's like once I started doing that, that's when everybody came. When I started like truly authentically being myself, that's when my business grew. And I'm like, okay, y'all like me, okay, y'all can see more of me. So like that's what I did. And like I said in the beginning, trial and error. Like, this was all like me trying things. I've never been scared to try things, because that's how I know where to grow and where to stop certain things. So that's that. Just showing up, being their true authentic self. Next is finding like certain ways to communicate with your people. Is that through Instagram and Facebook Live? Is that through email marketing? Is that through text marketing? Um, so I was doing email marketing. I was doing Facebook ads to reach new people. Um, I had like certain things on my website that would um entice them, like reviews, or um, I had this, I forgot what, trying to think of the name that it was called. Anyway, it was like a social proof app, like so and so from Chicago just purchased this on your website. So having like small little marketing apps and tools and things like that on your website can help as well. Um, and then also like raising my rates, that has definitely allowed me to reach a six figure uh, salary a lot quicker, because
Stop. Say that one more time for the people in the back that ain't hear us. Do you did what?
I raised my rates several times actually. And the reason of me raising my rates is because the more I grew, and the more, because like I said in the beginning, I've always been very active on learning and teaching myself and just giving myself more knowledge. So I felt like whenever I had more knowledge and more value to provide to someone's business, my rates rose a little bit more. Um, when I grow, my rates grow, and then my bank account grows, and then I can also help my clients grow as well, because I know more that I can, give to them. So I mean, there's so much more. There is so much more. I just kind of want to plug myself real quick, because with me hitting this milestone of hitting six figures in 4.5 months, I think that, not that I think, that is the fastest that I've made six figures since I've been in business for the last 5 years. So I'm actually working on a new service where it's going to be like a VIP strategy day, where I'm going to like sit with my clients, and they're going to be able to show me their current business, what it looks like, what they are doing at the time. And then I'm going to sit with them for the whole day, and we're going to figure out and map out this whole strategy on how they too can make six figures based off the things that they're doing. And so I'll help them structure their systems, how they're showing up online, their marketing system, how they communicate with their people. It's going to be good. So I'm working on it. So when the details come, I'm going to be dropping them soon. But yeah, I'm excited about that.
And that's what's up. And I'm going to be the first client.
Come on.
I'm telling you, I'm putting my, what do they call it? When you go to the store and you put some money down, layaway. That's what it is.
I was have payment plans.
Look, yep, I'm gonna put my payment plan down for she even finish, y'all, because I know, if you knew like I know that she is amazing. And I'm not even being funny, you guys. When I say classy, not trashy, y'all check her walk around. She got the black dress on with the see-through heels. When she comes around the corner by the tree, the walk around swing with the black dress on and the stop and the pause. I was like, oh yeah, that's it. That's my whole look right there. And that right there will sell. It, so branding, public relations, branding, public relations. Give us the difference. Do you know?
I don't know the difference. You're the PR expert. You tell
Well,
us.
branding, well, I sit next to you. So when you're in any room, any corporate room, you will see the attorney, you will see the brander, and you will see the lawyer, and you will see the public relations person sit next to each other because they coincide.
Right.
Because the public relations person, however you're branding that person, is how I got to go out here and pitch this person
Okay.
outside of the damage control. So what, and then whatever the attorney is working with, you know, the brander. The brander is a very, very, very important person. And I'm going to tell you why the brander is very important. Because the brander has a big job to do. The brander has to know this client just as well as the public relations person has to know the client. But you have to know the client and you got to figure out the problem. And once you figure out the problem, you have to put the puzzle together. The
Right.
brander puts the puzzle together. So they say, okay, I see this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem. And they don't necessarily have to be problems. They could just be issues. Okay, I see
Right.
this, and this. And then you put the puzzle together, and that's what makes it magnificent with a little bit of sprinkle on there. The public relations person does damage control, and we talk to the public. We get them out to the masses. We make their name a household name with what the brander has produced. So whatever you produce, I push. That's
Okay.
it. That's
Okay.
it. And then the attorney is behind us just in case somebody drops the ball.
Okay. Need them on deck.
The brander usually has their foot on the PR's neck because the brander is usually looking at the PR like, okay, now I'm watching how you're pushing what I made. That target audience, we're bringing on the wrong target audience. They're usually looking at their work and saying, okay, well, this work that I did as well, let me see your press release. So if you make someone really classy and very, you know, and they look like an attorney and so on and so forth, but she's an artist and she's a little spunky, you know, she might get, you know, called to Lollapalooza when she really wants to go to BET Hip Hop Awards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So however you brand her is how I'm going to push her. So it's just a big strategy, and people need to know that all these people are definitely the manager, the A&R. If you're not an artist, you don't need an A&R. The manager, the this everybody that's behind the scenes working for this client. By the time people get to where we are in our careers, I know I did a lot of stuff for free to get my foot in the door, because I didn't know if I was welcome. To be honest with you, I didn't know if I was welcome. So a lot of bartering, a lot of here raising my hand, being at the front of that class, being present and being in the building, going places, you know, and then I had to take a hiatus, and I had to start driving trucks, but I came back because that was something that I always wanted to do. I was never putting it on the table and putting it on the shelf to look at it. I was always watching that ticking time, that timer. You know, I was watching that sand go down, that hourglass. I was watching it, and I was like, knowing the whole time I got about this much more sand before I get in. And my problem was, do I jump in now and keep moving, or do I stay back? And I just couldn't stop. I just jumped in now because, to be honest with you, if I never got paid at all, a penny, I would do this every day. But the fact remains, we have to eat, and I can't do it for free, you know. And I really like how you said, as you grow, your price grows. Have you ever had an issue with someone asking you for a cheaper price? Like, well, girl, can you give it to me for the 10% off? Or girl, can we do this for this? Have you ever had someone do that to you? No?
No, I mean I have people that ask for discounts, like previous clients, but I've never had to negotiate my price with anybody, just because of how it's presented. Um, so, for example, I have everything like listed on my website. So if somebody is coming to me and they're like, "Hey, I'm interested in this," like they say, I get this all the time. Can you give me a quote on how much it'll be for XYZ? And in my mind, I'm already knowing that I already have a package available that I'm just going to send them, because I don't do quotes, because a quote to me seems like, okay, if I'm going to give you a quote for something, that means I'm leaving the floor open, or I'm leaving room for you to try to negotiate me on what's already set. You can't change what's already set. So so I have a conversation with someone. Okay, what is it that you're looking for? Yes, I can help you with this. Whatever, we go through the whole conversation. And once we get to the point where it's time to talk about the price, I'll send them my link to the website. Here's the link to this package. Or you here's a link to another package if you're interested in this. Or here's the link to the payment plan to this package that we discussed if you're not ready to make the full payment. So I never leave it open for them to be like, can I have something else? Because there's nothing else. I've given you A, B, and C. There's no D. There's
So
no
talk
option.
about that strategic mind, you guys. Check that out. Did you hear how she said that? She's
And
always
I,
talking like that.
yeah, and I
Always.
even and I even coach one of my clients like that. My client slash friends. She's a she's a service provider, and I had to reword a message that she was getting ready to send a client, because she was leaving room for somebody to come back and negotiate her on a price. I'm like, do not send that message. Give me the phone. And I rewrote it. And I was like, I mean, at the end of the message, I was like basically letting the client know, like, okay, I can come and travel to you for this service for this amount. Or if you want to do this instead, I can come and do this for you for B, this amount. Which one would you like to do? That question alone says, okay, I have either A or B to decide from. There's no room for anybody to negotiate any price. So it's all about wordplay and how um, it's all about like the wordplay and how you position it. Because people will try to take advantage of you. Like you have to be a strong-minded person to deal with people, because I definitely have had this one lady. She thought it was so funny to play in my face, how she was playing in my face, but I was just like, those kind of people that test and try you, like they're just not your people. Like you just have to be like, you know what, I don't think that this is going to be a good fit, and that's perfectly fine to say that, because with what I've learned is, if somebody is giving you issues in the beginning before they have even paid you any money, they're going to be a nightmare once they hand you over their money, because they're going to feel so entitled to be giving you their hard-earned money. They just gonna get on your nerves every step of the way. So I've learned the red flags of how to do business and what kind of people to work with. And because like I said, for what I do, it pulls so much creativity and just mental space for me to do what I do. So I don't have time to be playing with nobody, because I'm creating something custom every single time I have a client that I'm working with. So I need to be in a peaceful state of mind. I've even offered to give people their money back if I feel like you disturbing my peace, because my peace is worth more than you paying me. I quit my job to do what I love. I'm not gonna stop being peaceful to get paid and to deal with this. I don't have to deal with this.
Jacob, let you
Well. Listen,
come in. And
Jay,
this is she's not
I
new, you
can.
guys. She's not new. This is a young lady that's years younger than a lot of us. When we walk in the doors and we walk in these doors doing what you're doing, we're usually in our late 30s or early 40s. I'm talking about you guys. She's not even 30 yet. She's early up in the 20s, knocking down walls and barriers right now. And I mean, I'm learning. Like I can just to her conversation. because you wouldn't even believe I do a lot of that stuff that you do, that you just saying that you don't do. Hey, you got somebody talking to you. Hi, Jay. We got Jay Lyric in the building. I don't know if you know Jay Lyric. Jay Lyric is an artist. And it's fabulous. You can go listen to his music, guys, on all platforms. I am not his PR, but I am definitely pitching him like I am. I'm sorry, Jay, but for Jay to show up and say something, yeah, he must have already seen you. But just listening to you, because I have opened the door up a lot of times without even knowing that I'm opening the door, or overly talking.
Yeah.
Just leaving too much room and then finding myself in a pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead, Jacob. I'm sorry.
Well. Jay, let's say this. Now you dropping these gems, jewels. As my granny would say, boy, just listen. So so a lot of people, and I'm gonna talk about our people. A lot of our people don't think that we may be qualified to charge them what we charge them. But
Mm.
yet they'll go to an outside source, whether it's a white guy, whether it's a Arab guy, whether it's a Chinese person, a Puerto Rican person, and they'll give them oh a price that they want, but it'll be more than we said.
Yeah. And they'll
So
say it with no issue.
yeah, right. And so my thing about us is why we got to get over on us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why do people feel like we can't do a qualified job? And why do they feel like they got to lowball us? Like I've dealt with my own people. I've dealt with Chinese people. I've dealt with Arab people. I've dealt with Puerto Rican, Haitians, Jamaicans, and so, but our own people though, different nationalities don't mind paying your fee, or
Mm.
don't mind paying what you want per month, or don't mind even putting you on a retainer. And so my thing is, I think people who try to lowball you, it's not about you. It's about they have no value within themselves. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really think that they can get to that plateau where you want them to get at. So they try to lowball you and they try to spoon feed you, just to say, well, I tried.
Yeah.
Don't impress me about you trying, I mean, because my business is going to go on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So and I just feel like if they're not listening to you, on this interview tonight, then they're definitely missing out on some valuable information. And
Mm-hmm.
so with your clients, right? Um, how is it for you when you prepare those quarterly budgets for them? If you're taking their business to their next level, do you incite those quarterly budgets so they can see a growth in the margin of sales each quarter?
So I haven't started actively working with clients in that nature in regard to um, really sitting with somebody from like the top of the year and like just following up with them through. That's what I'm getting ready to do with this VIP strategy day.
Okay,
Um, I've
okay.
only done like consultations when people have like just need like quick fixes or they're lacking clarity in certain things. I've been doing like hour consultations for like those types of people, but to that regard of your question, I haven't started doing that yet.
Mhm.
Preparing to do that.
Okay, okay. And so how important is customer relation and client retention in your line of work?
Very important. A lot of my clients um, that still rock with me to this day from like when I first started have just been from just having a great relationship with them. And just me like letting them know that like I do a lot. But one thing that I always try to make sure of is making sure that I'm pleasing people because I really do care about my clients' brands as much as I care about my own. Um, because I feel like I have a very strict mission. I feel like, and I always pray and ask God to align me and to send me the people that I'm supposed to be working with, because I
Mhm.
want to work with people that see the value that I bring to their business, because branding is very important. Um,
It is.
it is very important. And so, I take that serious. Like I say, like I quit my job to do what I'm doing right now. So like I take it very serious. And so um that is something that's very important to me. I have my number one client, I won't name her, but I have a number one client. This lady has spent the most money with me and has referred the most people to me. Um, just that genuine support is like super, super important. So, like, that customer relations piece is very important, because now you have an army of people that really rock with you, that, for a period of time, I wasn't doing any marketing for my business. My clients were doing that for me through word of mouth. So that's very important. So that's
Mhm.
like a whole nother stream of just marketing, that all you have to do is show up and just build this relationship, and then now you have people that just hold you down, like, that talk about you and put your name in rooms that you haven't even stepped in yet.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's the
Excellent.
importance of that customer relations piece.
Okay, okay, okay. And that client retention is I feel like it's very important. Because I was in sales once, so
Yeah.
um, when that client retention, if the company was about to lose a deal, they would put me on the phone to call the client and break, because a lot of times if a client don't understand what they're getting and how it's going to benefit them monthly, quarterly, and yearly, then
Hmm.
they'll want to cancel the deal. So, but when you can help them understand, and then you can go and upsell them on two to three more packages, that's when that client retention comes in. You know,
Yeah.
so it's that client retention is about keeping those clients and having those reoccurring clients monthly, quarterly, and yearly. And so
Yeah.
I think that's also a part of branding too. You know what I mean? And so when you can keep that reoccurring flow, and then they bring this family member, they might bring this friend or this next door neighbor. It's just a constant, chain of reaction going that solidifies your brand and who you are as a company, and
Yeah.
and just as a general a good person in general. And so I think that's very important too.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I
And who's your
actually
biggest
started doing.
fan?
Who's my biggest fan? I would say
Yes.
my mom.
I know that's what I was hoping that you said.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Her
definitely
mother
say
has supported her through, like, just for me watching on the outside, like just watching her and stuff. I'm like, dang, that's her mom. Is that her mom? I'm like, I think that's her mom. Like, your mom's always there, and you're
yeah.
the only sibling. Like, do
No,
you
I
have?
have no. My mom has two more kids. I have a younger brother and then an older sister.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And what do they think about what you do?
Everybody supports what I do. I mean, it's really amazing, because everybody, like, along my journey, have always asked, like, how can I help, like, what can I do, like, let me know if you ever need, like, help. Like, even my nieces and nephews, like, TT, like, I'll sweep your photo studio if you need me to help. Like, everybody is just so supportive and, like, wants to just pitch in and help, because they've seen the growth along the way. They've always known that it was there. I think that's the beauty of it. Like, a lot of the things that are coming to pass now, like, I've always, like, spoken about, just in regard to being successful and being a business owner, and to see it, like, come to pass. Like, everybody's like, okay. I feel like the blueprint or the example of my family. So it's a really cool and just fascinating, feeling or position to be in. But I'm super humbled by it, because my older sister looks up to me. Um, so it's cool.
That's what's up.
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm very, very I'm very, very happy to have ran across your page, to have um, to have bumped into, the atmosphere that you're in, because that is the atmosphere that I want to be in. I definitely see your future as far as, maybe 20 years from now, and God's still willing and kicking and ticking, that once we lock it in and do business, that we will constantly do business. Because when we're over here, and over here in my realm, I feel like I need to lock it with somebody that I take with me all the time for my clients.
Yeah.
Um, because I am, it's different when in being a brander or me pushing out a plugger. You know what I mean? You push out a plugger. That's not branding. I'm pushing out a plugger for you, to keep, that's marketing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I need a brander by me that's bad. Like, I like the exquisite. That's it. I like luxury stuff.
Hmm.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
And behind that, every day, um, when I leave out of my being or wherever I am, I try to. People always say, you always walk with your head up and your shoulders back. You don't have to look like you feel, or you don't have to look like whatever. And anyone can say anything about me, and it doesn't make me me. It's what you think. That's not what it is, though. And
Yeah.
so, just to see, and then first of all, your whole name is different. You got like a branding name, Justerica. Like, have you ever thought about that? Did people tease you when you were little, or?
Um, no, I didn't really get teased about it. It's just it causes a lot of questions and conversation because I'd be like, I'm just Erica, and they're like, oh, hey Erica, and I'm like, no, it's just Erica with the J. Like I always have to correct people, and then they be like, oh, your name is actually just Erica. That's so cool. Like so then I go into the story about how my mom made it up. And if don't let my mom be in the room because she be yelling from if she hears somebody talking about my name from another room. I made that girl name up. And she just go off on a tangent. But yeah, I love my name. If there is ever another Justerica, they definitely stole it from my mom because she made it up.
And
But yeah,
that's one. No, I don't think anyone in the world has that name.
No, I've never heard that.
No one in the
Never in my
world.
life,
I
ever.
I I researched it. I researched it. It's not in any books. It came up like Justin, and then Erica, and then boy name, girl name. You know what I mean? It came up like
yeah,
that. But to just be probably like one of the only people on the planet with a name like that is just, I would be like brushing my shoulders off. You know what I mean? So that's just, I think it's really cool. Just Erica. Like, what made you think that? That's just different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, So, we always take the show, you guys. It's about an hour. We're 4 minutes down. The hour has went by so fast. She
It
has given you
did.
guys so much information. Let me talk about what you got coming up and what's going on.
So right now I am currently on a content tour. So me and one of my homegirls now at this point, her name is Nas. We are doing a content tour. We've traveled to two cities so far. We did Chicago, we did Philly last week. The first week of July, we're going to be in Atlanta, and then we're also going to be in Dallas. We're thinking about adding on another city just to end it off. But basically, the content tour is us um, teaching people how to create intentional content that converts. So it's a 2 day event. The first day is going over all of the strategies with marketing and content and what types of content will convert for you. Um, and the second day is more so like a hands-on workshop where they get to bring their devices, their cameras, their phones, whatever they use to create content, and we're actually showing them how to pose, what to do, just how to feel more confident, how to even edit the things that they're creating as well, based off of all the information that we provided to them on the first day. So that has been truly amazing and just seamless and effortless, and just to be able to stand in front of these women, and we've had one guy, so to be able to stand in front of these people and teach and see those like light bulbs go off, like when we have given them some value or we've taught them something. Like, it's just, I don't even know how to explain the feeling. It just warms my heart because I'm like, okay, I'm impacting, I'm making a difference. And then after that, to see them like post their reels or to post their videos that, based off of like what they created in the workshop, it's like, okay, like they out here doing it. Like, and we taught them, we helped them like to do that. So that's what I have going on currently. Coming up, I am going to be releasing a VIP strategy day. I'm sorry. So I launched a VIP content day back in February, where that's like a done for you service where I go and meet my client. We shoot for the whole day. We record videos for their Instagram reels. But because of the milestone that I just hit within my 4.5 months, I'm like, okay, I've proven to myself time and time again that I know what I'm doing in the sales aspect of um, my business. Like, I want to go back and teach other people how to do it, because a lot of the times people think, okay, if I post this really good picture with the caption, or if I post this really good reel video with my caption, like, I'm gonna make money. And that's not the only thing. Like, that's just the beginning. That's just how you are attracting those people. But what happens if the post does go viral? What are you gonna do after that? How are you converting the people? Are your systems set up? Do you have things in place that's gonna capture their information? How are you gonna market back to them? So those are the types of strategies that I want to help my clients um, uncover and start to implement into their brands, so that way they can feel more comfortable with creating things with intention, knowing that they have certain systems and strategies set up in place, where they're just not blindly posting a video and just putting it out there in the world. Like, you need systems and strategies in place. So I'm very intentional with my business and how I do things and how I brand myself, and how just even with what I post is very intentional, because it has something else on the back end that I've set up that's going to make it mean something much more than just posting a picture.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is skill. This is strategy. This is what we've been wanting to talk about. This is what we've been wanting to put out there, you guys. This is called Exquisite Conversation. And this was definitely an exquisite conversation, giving you guys something to think about. Giving you guys something to think about. You guys go follow her. Tell them where to follow you at, Justerica.
So you can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook at Justerica Angelic. My website is also justericaangelic.com.
You got anything else?
I don't. It's been wonderful, amazing, marvelous, and I look forward to
I'm bringing her back.
working with her. I look forward to working with her. I look forward to seeing her journey, and I just look forward to seeing all the great things that God is going to bless her with. So thank you for coming.
Absolutely. So you guys, we're gonna come back. We're gonna have Justerica come back here. Before you launch, when will you launch again? Your VIP?
Soon. God dropped it in my spirit to do it now. So I'm going to be obedient, and I am going to try to get it out and launch it as soon as I can.
Okay, so you guys, we're going to go ahead and we got some things coming up here too, like exquisite conversation. You guys will get real exquisite. We got some things going on in the background that you guys might spread us around the world a little bit faster, giving us some unity. I want to thank a couple people. I want to thank Lily out of Atlanta. Thank you, Lily, so much for being a supporter and being a knowledge-filled vessel who pours into me and my crew. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Franchise TV. Franchise TV just interviewed one of our clients, who is Penn Franklin. You guys, we will be posting and sharing those things. We also got Jay Menace. Jay Menace will soon be dropping his new video for Finesse. You guys go out there and check out Chains. It's all over YouTube and Spotify. Please purchase if you decide to purchase. We also have merchandise, but be looking for him around June the 20, between the 22nd and the 23rd. They got some things. We got some things brewing over here. Dr. Tammy Gray Steele, she's doing amazing things. Ada Zane out of Atlanta, they're doing amazing things. I want you guys to tune in to Justerica. Check her out, you guys. She's out of Illinois. Ada Zane, she is definitely someone that you would like to connect with. And these are some heavy hitters, Justerica. Go touch them. And you guys see her page, touch her. You when you see her page, you guys are not going to be able to do anything but push the button. I'm telling you. So I want to thank you guys for coming and watching us. We're going to be all over YouTube and spreading the word of Exquisite Conversation. And check us out soon. It's Exquisite PR Firm CEO, Pavani J. We're going to take you guys. See you guys later.
Well,
Peace
thank
out.
you for having me. I
You're
You're
really
welcome.
welcome.
enjoyed
Thank you. You'll be back.
it. Okay, you know when.
I will. I'll let you know. And when she comes back, that's when we're gonna push that VIP. We'll probably try to push it for you right prior to, because I got a pretty good idea that I think. I mean, look, you guys, I remain teachable. I'm gonna be honest with you, regardless of how long I've been doing this, and it's not that long. 10 years is not that long in the game. So to be a PR, I was like under the watchful eye of someone for 7 years. So it isn't that long. I want to say, R.I.P. Pamela Johnson, um, and she was a great teacher, and for everyone else in Atlanta who I have, I took their classes, like, and I'm not throwing any names out there, like trying to throw names out there, but the people who I have, um, taken classes, paid for classes, I don't feel like any of it was a waste of time or a dime. I'm appreciative for all of those things and all of those people because I have learned um, so much as far as my communication skills and the people that I choose to surround myself with, whether they are younger than me and or older than me. Um, if they have something that I want, I definitely would like to connect. And Just Erica is one of those people who's in the industry that, yeah, she's younger than me, but she definitely has some things that I want. So I choose to follow her and follow her lead. So yeah, when we bring her back, you guys, I need you guys to tune into her, tap into her, and purchase this product that she's offering because it's worthwhile. It's worth your while.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you guys later.
Peace.
Yeah.